and a horrible grin splits across Seto's face.
Oh, Moonlight. You silly, sentimental little thing.
Maki, come get me, I'm scared. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Sleepybug. If you are returning, I miss you, Sleepyhead. And if you are new here, it is nice to meet you, cutie pie. And welcome to the hub of all things oh so cozy, oh so sleepy, and oh so sweet. Last time on Dragon Ball Z. Who is that? Then you remember the android Seto, lying on your table, vulnerable, revealed. What if someone's here to take him? You burst into the kitchen, footsteps purposeful and heavy. Then you freeze. Because standing in the kitchen... Oh! Is a hot boy! So, today we are actually going to be playing some more He's Just Away. As a reminder, this game was made by fellow YouTuber, fellow extraordinaire, fellow cutie pie. Hello, Yuni. She's iconic, fantastic, never been done before, never been seen before. Miss Yuni. So let's get more into our very sad husband who is not our husband. I'm excited. You're excited? Let's do it. Yinny's about to pay for my therapy bills. You enter the code on the keypad next to the lab door. A soft blip sounds, followed by a hiss as the door opens. Stepping inside, the lights flicker on automatically, illuminating the large laboratory and office space that you spent far too much time in. Looking behind you, you notice Seto has his arms crossed, his fingers playing with his sleeve near his bicep nervously. Don't forget, okay, so Seto is two voices. You got Seto, who is our evil British voice, and then you got regular Seto, who is just my best impression of a man that I can do. I don't like it here. But it's just another room in the apartment. I woke up here without you. I was away and without purpose until I stepped outside this room. So I hope you'll understand why I don't particularly want to come back here. You take his hand into your own, softly stroking them. Guilt is filling your throat, making it hard to speak. It'll be alright. I'm here. I promise you'll be safe. I just want to make sure you're not trying to off me or anything in my sleep. He nods and you smile, guiding him by the hand over to the examination table. Sit here for me? He grimaces and sits on the metal lab table, bringing a foot up to rest on the edge while his chin leans on his knee. Oh, I want that CG. You force yourself to pat his head, the gesture feeling forced and awkward. Before holding his hand again. He laces his fingers with yours, thumb gently stroking the back of your hand. Seto, I know you're nervous, but these types of tests are important. I need to make sure you're set up properly. You rest your other hand on his reassuringly, and he peeks up at you with a seemingly nervous eyes.
Oh.
What sorts of tests? Well, first, we need to check your processing function to see if anything failed to initialize during your awakening. He hums and nods in understanding. He seems okay with this. Then we'll need to assess your motor functions, such as strength and reflexes. I didn't like that. I just realized that my head is still really big. Aha, y'all got big heads, Sleepy, for a hot second. I'm not re-recording that, so you guys are just gonna have to suffer through my big head. Seto lets out a low chuckle. You look at him in confusion. He slides off the examination table, closing the gap between you two. You instinctively back up against the console as he cages his arms around you, his legs coming forward to invade the space between your own.
Surely there is a better way to test my reflexes, no? My darling Moonlight.
Okay. You choke. Your cheeks go aflame while a soft smile remains on your lips. Oh my god, on his lips. I'm flustered. Seto, go back to the examination table. He laughs at you and looks away. Well, at least he isn't nervous anymore. My darling love, so bashful. Even though we've been together since, when? Middle school? You bite your tongue. Recalling the strange behavior during breakfast, you decide to not remind him that it's you and your husband Seto who have been together. Not this android. You see what happens when you play with powers that should not be? Maybe this is something I need to correct in the code. Your smile, however delayed in process, pleases him. He beams, eyes creasing into gorgeous crescents. Oh, this man is fine. He is so fine. When I tell you this man is so fine. Turning around quickly, you cough and grab several electrodes, walking towards him and gesturing him back to the examination table. Please? He hums pleasantly.
You're cute when you say please.
Jesus. You turn your head away and he sits, albeit reluctantly, and you affix the electrodes on his forehead and neck. Alright, I'm going to open your diagnostic port. You ready?
Oh.
He frowns again, earlier bravado slipping away while he resigns himself to the examination. Seto sits back down on the examination table, his right hand nervously gripping the side of the steel surface. As ready as I'll ever be. Running your finger along the back of his neck, you find the seam and press your fingerprint into the hidden biometric reader. Oh, could you imagine? Let's keep Sleepy's filthy thoughts to herself. You hold it against the synthetic flesh for a few moments until a blip and a soft hiss sounds as the back of his neck separates left and right into two halves, revealing a port. You look down and see Seto gripping the edge of the examination table even tighter, hands trembling. Why do I feel really bad? I feel really bad right now. I don't want to do this. I feel bad. Are you alright? Of course. His voice is forcefully steady, but the shield of bravery has cracks and a whisper of anxiety slips past his defenses. You lay a reassuring hand on his shoulder, and he latches onto that hand like a lifeline. Thumb stroking across the back of his hand, you try to comfort him. He looks back at you, smiling stiffly. I'm afraid your husband isn't the bravest. I'll try and be quick, okay? He nods and swallows quickly, letting you resume your examination. He tightly grips the side of the table once again. You grab the transfer cable and hold up the end to the port. This will be over soon. With a deep breath, you plug the end to the port, turning it once to lock it in place. I didn't like that noise. Seto makes a rattling gasp, an unpleasant sound. His body stiffens. He doubles over slightly, hand covering his mouth while the other tightens its hold on yours. Does that hurt? Do you need a minute? You try to gently soothe him by rubbing your thumb back and forth along his hand. You're unsure if that attempt at reassurance reaches him. You know what? I don't like that this is hurting. My guilt, my guilt. Oh my god. Yenny, when I get my hands on you, Yenny, stop. Your brow furrows in concern. His reaction is so intense. That's nowhere near what you expected. So lifelike. This is why you do not play with powers that should not be. And no, Moonlight, I'm alright. As Seto acclimates to the transfer cable, you bring up his diagnostics panel on the console. Your eyes scan over his parameter settings and data. Let's see what's going on here. Tapping into the correct panel, you bring up his artificial nervous system and processor. Your eyes widen. His processing power is uncanny. Strings of events are being logged out at an incredibly fast speed, denoting his thought and bodily processes. I've never seen anything like this before. It's so human, isn't it? The panel in front of you is telling you that nothing is wrong. Absolutely nothing is a cause for concern. I'm in danger. Aside from his incredible brain power and practically lifelike capabilities, there really isn't anything wrong about it. It does nothing to assuage the gnawing worry in the pit of your stomach. I should make sure that the AI shackles are in place. You click over to the second screen on your console, typing in an access code to isolate the panel showing his processor. Placing the AI shackles onto Seto would mean that if anything does happen, you would still have a way out. A kill switch. I'm leaving. I gotta go. I'm mad. I am upset. The thought of it makes you feel uneasy. I don't want to kill him, though. I would never. Seto clears his throat, breaking you out of your trance. Your head whips up, your gaze meeting his honey-colored eyes. No, his yellow eyes! He leans back on his hands, crossing his long legs and shifting to face you at the console panel. So, tell me, Doctor, he says jokingly, cocking his head slightly.
Am I going to die?
Okay, so this is, okay. Alright. You freeze as your heart rate spikes. A sharp, cold pain shoots through your body. This Seto continues to sit there, unaware of his words splintering your carefully placed walls. Oh, what? Seto, still seemingly ignorant of your reaction, chuckles. Sweat prickles at the back of your neck. Your hands move off the keyboard and grab your clipboard, attempting to ground yourself. You breathe. In. Out. 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 You can't breathe. Sleepy. Moonlight. A touch snaps you back to reality. Your palms are clammy and you realize you're gripping your keyboard too tightly. Seto is closer now, bent over you as concern mars his features. His hand is on your shoulder, and he shakes you slightly. But... Moonlight, what's wrong? His expression doesn't quite match his eyes. Fine, I'm fine. Seto breathes out a soft sigh. Moonlight, you're crying. You reach up and touch your face, finding that tears are trailing down your cheeks. When did How about we rain check on these diagnostics? It'll do you well to get some rest. No, these are important. I'm sorry, Seto. I'm okay now. His hand finds its way to your forehead, pressing gently before sliding down and tilting your chin upwards to force you to meet his intense gaze. You don't look so well, Moonlight. I think it would be best if we reschedule these tests for tomorrow. His voice is gentle and purposefully soothing. His hands slide down and find their home back interlaced with yours. You shake your head. No, Seto, I'm alright. For a moment, it almost seems like Seto's eyes narrow. You sigh and grab your water bottle from the side of your desk. He tentatively pushes it into your hands, uncapping the lid for you. You gratefully take a small sip.
Please.
I'm worried about you, Moonlight.
Let me look after you.
The offer of comfort made with that voice, the one you've longed to hear for so long, is irresistible. You unconsciously lean in towards Seto. His voice is so soothing, so calming. God, you missed it. Maybe it would be okay for you to rest, to have someone look after you again. Just a little. Okay. You hear him breathe a sigh of relief.
It's all right.
It's all right, Moonlight. And don't apologize. I know you were about to. None of this is your fault. How about we go lay down? You swallow thickly and nod. But before we go, I'll need you to disconnect this. He motions to the cable still connected to the port in the back of his head neck. Nodding shakily, you enter the code into the console as Seto watches. His hand comfortingly strokes your back. It scared me. The console bleeps, followed by a click, unlocking the mechanism in Seto's port. He reaches up and tears the cable out, shuddering once more. I don't think I could ever get used to that feeling. You smile wryly. The side of his neck automatically rejoin in the middle until you can't see the seam anymore. You can almost forget it's there at all. Don't do it, sleepy girl. Don't do it. Don't do it. Seto helps you stand up, tugging you along. You stumble after him. You see the tension leave his shoulders before he turns to you with a derisive smile. Sorry, Moonlight. I really don't like being in there. You can feel his body trembling a little and your heart sinks. He's scared. I'm sorry, Seto. I don't want you to be anxious like that. He continues to pull you forward while your lab door slides shut, locking itself. It's not your fault. You can't help it. You're not quite sure what he means by that. Pulling you past the couch in the lounge, he opens up the door to your bedroom. The fish tank. Let's relax a little, Moonlight. You could use the rest. Rest does sound nice. And just like that, fatigue floods back to every muscle. You head over to the bed, flopping down onto your side. Your body sinks into the plush mattress, and you close your eyes, breathing out a sigh of relief. And then the bed sinks, and your eyes flutter open. Your heart beats faster as he lays down on the other side. On his side. You feel Seto's arm wind around your waist, pulling you close. He kisses your forehead.
Oh, moonlight.
Better moonlight. It's all so familiar. Not quite perfect, but they're like offers of food to someone starved. Humming, you wind your arms around his waist as well. I'm sure this is okay. Maybe you can indulge a little. You feel Seto's fingers trailing up to your shirt, brushing against your lower back. His touch makes you shiver as he drags his hand to your side, pinching the sensitive skin softly. Seto.
You always were sensitive. Right here, weren't you?
I am nervous and worried about my safety. I'm nervous and I am worried about my safety. I'm scared. I am scared. His finger dips towards your hip bone and you let out a soft gasp. Your eyes dart down and up to his face nervously. This is okay, right? He's just an android. As if reading your mind, Seto kisses your temple. You're all right. You deserve to feel loved. Trust me. It's don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh God. Your resolve wavers. You yearn to be held, to feel him against you. You miss him. You miss your husband. But of course. His hand strokes your hair. I won't do anything you don't want me to. Yay! We're gonna say that's what we're gonna do. I'm so scared. Now would be the perfect time to tell you that I do in fact have a Patreon for 18 plus scenes, and I will in fact be putting this one up. Prop star girl, she's always making sure we're fed. Making sure we're fed. He comfortingly traces circles along your back into a sensation you're familiar with, but this time it sets your confused mind and heart on fire. I'm so happy you're back. Why did it get quiet? Why did it get quiet? You mumble sleepily, slowly drifting off into dreamland with his coaxing touches, completely unaware of the expression on Seto's face. You'll never be alone again. Moonlight. I'm scared. You awake to a soft vibration on your bedside table. Peeking, your eyes open, you note that the sun has gone down. Oh, I must have slept for a while. Reaching over the sleeping man beside you, you grab your phone, spying Maki's name on the front. You hurriedly get out of bed, making sure you're presentable and quickly exit the room. As you step into the hallway, you accept the call. Oh, she is fine. Maki! Maki appears on the screen. She looks a little tired. No doubt another result of being a late owl just like you.
Hey there.
Hey, Sleepy. I'm not bothering you, am I? No, I wasn't doing anything. Just taking a nap. Definitely not riding my android husband. Well, I'm glad you're getting some rest. I just wanted to check up, you know? I haven't heard from you in a while. You smile. Maki is your best friend. She always looks out for you, albeit she's a little persistent in her efforts. You do appreciate her a lot, but recently you felt a bit guilty. You haven't seen her since... You shake your head.
Hey.
Sleepy. Hmm? What's going on? You seem different. Well, the synthetic skin I asked you to make. Are we gonna tell? At least we gonna tell our best friend. I fucked him. Her expression becomes concerned. Her eyebrows furrow and she hums in acknowledgement. Well, I finished the project last night and he's in my bed after railing me. You jump as the door slides open behind you, eyes starting nervously as you feel an arm wrap around your waist, pulling you against the warm, lifelike chest. This doesn't feel, doesn't feel right. It's not right. It's not right. We in trouble now. We in trouble. Hi, Moonlight. Hey, Maki. Maki's eyes are wide, staring in disbelief, just like mine. Seto, hey, hi. She stares at the android behind you with an indiscernible expression. What are you calling for? Is everything all right? Maki swallows thickly before nodding. Just catching up with my best friend, like always, you know? Seto lets out a small O of acknowledgement, but he doesn't leave. Seto?
Oh.
Don't mind me. Pretend I'm not here. You chuckle nervously. It's probably a little hard for Maki to ignore the 6'2" man behind you. A man wearing the face of her dead dear friend. Maki shifts uncomfortably, her hand coming up and nervously scratching the side of her neck. I would really like to speak to Sleepy alone, if that's okay with you. Seto's eyes curve into crescents as he smiles, but there's nothing friendly about it. And I'm sure Sleepy doesn't mind if I stay. If that's okay with you. Maki looks towards you. That's the friends you need. Like, girl, I know he fine, but make him put on the jacket and you will be okay, because then you won't have to look at his arms. Seto's fingers continue to trace soft patterns on your stomach. Maki, he can stay, alright? It's not like we have anything to hide. Oh, God. Yandere! Ah! Seto grips tightens just a touch and he emits an approving hum.
Whatever.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Maki dives into updating you on all the gossip in the lab, stumbling in her story whenever her eyes drift back to Seto. As she continues, you and Seto move to the couch. He listens intently as she tells you about Izumi forgetting samples overnight and having to decontaminate a section again.
Oh my god.
And then, you know what Kaji did? Did he mistake his beaker for his coffee again? Maki laughs loudly, nodding as she wheezes. How that man hasn't died is beyond me. He's lucky he doesn't work with poisonous compounds. You giggle, throwing a glance at Seto. He's been quiet this whole time, electing to observe you quietly with an enduring gaze. You smile at him, failing to see the frown appear on Maki's face. Seto beams at you and your heart flutters. It's because we let him dick us down. Oh, one sec, Maki. Seto, sorry to ask, but do you mind making dinner? I'm a little hungry. He nods, kissing you on the cheek. Of course, Moonlight. Don't take too long, alright? I won't. Okay, girl, so boom. Seto walks off and you bring the phone back to your eye level, frowning at Maki's concerning look. What's wrong? You know, just you worried about me flirting with my dead husband's, android? Good thing you don't know about us having, relations. Don't you think something is strange with that android? His name is Seto. Sleepy. Maki, you don't understand. He's different. Different how? I performed the initial procedures last night, the upload, the data, and everything, and I figured I would awaken him when I woke up. Maki's brow furrows further. And when I woke up this morning, he was already awake and cooking breakfast. Her eyes widened abruptly.
What?
Self-awakening? That's not possible. Sleepy, you cut her off, exclaiming excitedly. I know! I was worried as well, but I checked his diagnostics and everything is okay. I think the heaven chip... You're using the heaven chip as his main neural network? She shakes her head. Sleepy, you know Hajime has been trying to contact you. Hajime won't be worried anymore once he sees him. It'll be alright. Maki sighs, sounding frustrated. Sleepy, I'm worried. I've never even heard of a single android capable of self-awakening. Maybe the heaven chip is just that miraculous. You shrug, and she groans. You don't seem worried about this. I am, but I'm happy. It's been so long. Maki's gaze softens, and she runs a hand through her hair. I know, but keep in mind that this isn't really Seto, okay? Her words shoot a pang of despair through your heart. You bite your lip and nod slowly.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I don't want to upset you, but I think it's important to... I knew he was going to come right back in here, being all with his nice arms. Moonlight, are you alright? Seto appears by your side, plucking the phone from your hand. He turns to Maki, addressing her frostily.
What did you do?
What?
Are you serious? I don't need to answer to an android. Seto's eyes narrow. Maki's glare darkens. This is none of your business.
It is my business when you upset my spouse.
I would be scared, but... Maki scoffs, her voice raising.
You're not the real Seto.
Oh. I'm scared. Okay, so far, I've been giving into the Delulu, so let's keep doing the Delulu. That's gonna be the Salulu. This hurts. Giddy, god dang it. Okay. Why is this hard to chew? Oh god. Okay. So that's how you crazy, bro. But I'ma stand by my man. Yeah, I'ma stand by my man. Maki, enough. That's uncalled for. Maki scoffs.
Whatever.
You're defending him. Do you know how ridiculous you sound? You sigh, grabbing the phone off of Seto. Maki, I'm sorry. How about we talk later? Maki looks torn, her gaze flitting between you and Seto. Please? Alright, just take care, okay? Please call me if you need me. You know I'm just a call away. Always. I know. Thanks. Chat later? Of course. You hang up the phone and turn to Seto. An indiscernible expression mars his face. She doesn't see— oh, no, not this kind of boyfriend. No. This is just a game, everyone. This isn't a cute relationship. It's not a cute one by any means. This man is fine, but he ain't that fine. Remember that. She doesn't seem good for you. She means well, Seto. A strange look flitters across Seto's face. You nearly miss it. I didn't like seeing you so upset. You were the upset one. He strokes the side of your cheek softly, fingers warm against your skin. He holds your chin, gently forcing your gaze upwards.
I just want what's best for you, Starlight.
What you mean, Starlight? It's the moonlight. It's moonlight. Fix it. Fix it. Nah, I know. I know. Don't worry about what she said, okay? Just give her a chance, alright? Don't worry about what she said, Delulu. Seto nods once before taking your arm by the elbow and guiding you to the lounge.
Oh, moonlight.
As long as you know what I mean well. I know, Seto, and I appreciate it. He smiles warmly. The tranquil moment is cut short by your stomach growling. Your eyes widen and you laugh. I guess I'm hungrier than I thought. Seto hums. Well, aren't you lucky that your beloved husband got dinner started? You look towards the kitchen and spy an array of chopped vegetables and condiments. What are you making? Seto walks into the room, with you following behind like a curious puppy peering over around him. He washes his hands and resumes cooking, picking up eggplants that he sliced vertically in half and making crisscross patterns on them. Next to him, you see the steam rising from the rice cooker. Miso glazed eggplants. Thought we could do with something comforting and simple. Did you forget that's our go-to meal after a long day? You don't want to correct him again, so you comply and lean against the kitchen counter watching him cook. Seto sears the eggplant on the pan on both sides and generously glazes the cut side with the sweet miso glaze. Again, Yenny, we're recipe. Can we have a He's Just Away recipe cookbook, please? I would like one. And then he turns to you. His gaze is affectionate and you bashfully avert your eyes. A soft laugh draws your attention back and he's now standing directly in front of you. His arms wind around your waist and draws you close. You sink into his warmth, wrapping your arms around him in turn. This is nice. Seto kisses your forehead, and then your cheek. You tilt your head up and catch his lips with your own, much to his happiness. We can do this every day. It's a promise, and one you've lived and could continue to. A few minutes pass and the oven beeps. Seto reluctantly untangles himself from you, grabbing the oven mitts from the kitchen drawer. You miss his warmth already. He sets the steaming tray of miso-glazed eggplant on the counter, topping them with finely chopped spring onions and furikake seasoning. Turning to the cupboard next to him, his fingers graze a familiar bowl. This one, right? He holds up your favorite cat-patterned bowl. You smile and nod. Sitting down at the table, you watch as he dishes fluffy short-grain rice into the bowl, drizzling some of the excess miso glaze in the tray over the grains with a spoon, and tops it off with a generous amount of miso eggplant. Here, Moonlight, eat up. You dig in. The rice is fluffy, perfectly cooked, and the eggplant has a wonderful sweet and umami glaze, slightly crispy from being under the broiler. The sprinkle of spring onions cut the richness. Seto watches you, an adoring smirk on his face. Cute. You glance up, cheeks full of rice as your face flushes. You swallow and grumble. Are you just going to watch me? Is there anything better to look at, my love? You stutter, choking on a grain of rice while Seto laughs rings in the kitchen. Despite your current rice-related predicament, you can't help but be happy. Your home hasn't been this lively in a long time. After dinner, you help Seto with washing up. He insists on doing it himself, but you cross your arms over your chest and tell him that if he wants to do anything, he can just lean against the counter and look nice. Sit there and look pretty.
So you think I look nice?
This voice actor is fantastic. Don't flirt with me, sir. You throw a tea towel at face hot. Shut up. Afterwards, you both sit on the couch and Seto hands you a hot cup of genmaicha. You curl up contently against him to watch TV. His chest is so warm and comforting. You can't help but let go of your worries as he holds you close. He makes passing jokes about the documentary on the TV and you laugh, your voice livening the atmosphere in the lounge room that has been dreary for so long. The warmth seeping over the festering wounds like a sickening sweet illusion. A few hours pass, and on your third documentary, you fall asleep in Seto's arms.
Oh.
He watches you intently, brushing a lock of your hair from your face. His gaze trails down over your body and then back up to your sleeping features. Seto shifts, carefully positioning you and effortlessly lifts you into a bridal carry. He quietly makes his way down the hallway towards the bedroom. The sight of you curled up so vulnerable like this in his arms might be enough to make him blue screen. If he was any other inferior android, that is. Oh no, he's cocky! Oh god. He lays you in bed, adjusting the covers over your body, and kisses you on the forehead, lingering his kiss for a bit longer. Sleep well, my moonlight, my everything. As you sleep peacefully for the first time in a very long time, the world continues to pass you by. But the noise of the nightlife is lost to you while you're curled up blissfully under the blankets. So blissful, in fact, that you don't realize that your husband is no longer beside you. Seto walks steadily down the hallway, into the lounge, and up to the door of your laboratory. His fingers punch in the key code on the control panel. A smirk tugs at his lips as the doors open without resistance. Stepping into the cold laboratory, he grimaces. He really does hate this place. Seto scans the lab, disdainfully eyeing the cold machinery. His frigid gaze, however, splinters with adoration when he sees the little touches of your personality around the office. A small plush of a fat black and white cat sitting on your desk. Is that supposed is that Yeti's cat? Is that supposed to be Puddles? A coffee mug on top of a coaster, the handle slightly chipped, but loved nonetheless. His eyes, however, zoom in on the numerous Polaroids pinned to your corkboard. He heads over, a glare on his face as he glances over the images. It's you and him. How you gonna be jealous of yourself? How you gonna be jealous of yourself? Wild. The other Seto. The one whose memories just won't die. Countless snapshots offering glimpses into the depth of your love and happiest moments of your life. You and him at an amusement park, holding giant cat-shaped pastries. A long scarf is wrapped around the both of you, not the anime tropes. I love it! Ah! Your smile is bright, cheeks full of color and eyes glowing. You and him again during Christmas, wearing matching sweaters. His arms hold you lovingly as you kiss his cheek. Seto's glare intensifies. You and him inside a Ferris wheel. Your eyes are happy, and there's nervousness and trust in the way you cling to his arm while you're high up in the sky. You and him at the beach. You and him at the fancy restaurant. You and him again and again. Pasted on this clipboard, countless reminders that you have loved before him. And that love is the only reason why he's here now. His eyes darken hatefully at the Polaroid in the center. Him. Holding you in a bridal carry as you both smile wide. Hair and makeup done beautifully, as handfuls of petals thrown by friends and family rain down atop the both of you. Not the hating on the wedding day. Not you hating on my wedding day. He's like, I wasn't there, but I was. I remember that day because I'm him. Your wedding day. Your arms around his neck, holding a beautiful bouquet of pastel pink, white, and yellow flowers. Ooh, that's how cute. He scoffs, tearing his eyes away from the clipboard. His own fist is clenched by his side. I will make her happier than you ever could. Seto stalks over to the other side of the lab, where the console and diagnostics table is located. His fingers skim over the keypad, typing in the code he made sure to memorize from earlier in the day. He brings up his diagnostics panel and completes the authorization of his port access, bypassing the biometric reader. Shuddering while the port in the back of his neck splits to reveal the slot, he grimaces as he holds the cable in his hands. They shake while he positions the end of the cable into his neck, and he shoves it haphazardly inside, eyes clenched shut. God. Seto's body heaves, an awful gasp bursting from his lip as he doubles over.
Fuck!
Sir. The feeling is cold, sharp, like claws gripping at his insides. He takes a few moments, waiting for his breath to calm down. Seto sits up and drags himself back to the console. While his brows furrowed with determination, he searches the database. He searches for memories you have stored in the computer, a hunger growing inside him as he opens folder after folder, gathering as many pictures and videos as he can. Summer holiday trip, Sleepy and Seto wedding, MP4, oh god, childhood photos, high school prom, surprise proposal, oh. File after file, he opens them greedily and consumes them, downloading them into his personal database. He spends the next hour scraping the computer for every trace of that man that you stored away safely, like a last defense, a keepsake of memories so that you don't lose that man completely, that man you think he can't live up to, the real Seto. He continues searching like a man possessed. He needs this. He needs to show you he's more than what that man could ever be. A few more minutes pass before his hands still, and a horrible grin splits across Seto's face.
Oh, Moonlight. You silly, sentimental little thing.
Maki, come get me, I'm scared. On the screen are all the messages and voicemails sent between you and Seto from before. Every mundane communication from what you needed at the grocery shops to updates from your late husband as he drove home. This is not gonna end well. I'm scared. Seto chuckles menacingly and copies every file into his databank. His eyes narrow with glee as his grin widens further. He devours it, memorizing the inflections in that man's voice, the slang and phrases he uses the most. He takes it all and makes every memory his own. This isn't going to end well. I'm in danger. Seto gazes down at one of the many open photos on your screen. The happiness in your eyes as you stare at the man no longer bothers him like before. Instead, he's elated, and his voice is beyond joyful as he whispers like he is speaking to him.
It's all right. You're not needed anymore.
What do you mean, Ed? What do you mean? Oh, Yandere. Oh, that was good. All right. So y'all know we had to go back and do all of the non-crazy stuff because I'm so shook. I am shook. So we're going to go back, loop through, and catch any of the no crazy stuff. So we're going to be like, we're going to be jumping a lot, just forewarned. Okay, so we're not going to kiss him. You stare at the synthetic for a few seconds, a strange feeling clawing into your heart. Brushing it off as nervousness, you leave the lab, heading towards your bedroom. Let's make one thing clear. You're not the real Seto. You watch as the android's facade remains nearly intact, until a small narrowing of his eyes mars the near-perfect mask.
Oh.
Of course. He lowers his head slightly, looking down as if placating you, showing submission. I'm sorry for overstepping. That's right. You're still in control here. You made him. You shake your head, guilt sinking into the pit of your stomach. What am I doing? He's newly awakened. We haven't even run diagnostics yet. I'm sorry, Seto. I can still call him Seto, right? You didn't do anything wrong. Seto smiles placatingly. It's quite all right. I'm sorry I startled you. I assume you don't get androids who wake up by themselves very often. Why are you blushing? I'm your husband. His fingers softly stroke at your nape. Yes and no, you argue within yourself. You did program him with those memories, but... Technically yes, but also no. Have you noticed the music has changed? I'm scared. Seto's smiles remains unchanged, but his eyes take on a frosty demeanor. I'm afraid I don't understand. He sits down across from you, crossing one leg over the other, while eyes continue to bore into you. Staring into you, like he knew the reason. As if he could see through you and into your soul. But he just wanted to hear you admit it. Wanted you to explain your guilt. It's just that there's Seto, and then there's you.
Go on.
You swallow. There's no nice way you can say this. You're...
A placeholder.
You drop your spoon. That's not what I meant.
But that's exactly what you meant.
Oh! Y'all, that line gets me every time. I got my window open, so my glasses are like, eh. But that line, it gets me every time. Oh, that's exactly what you meant. Okay, Big Zaddy. He cocks his head, his eyes blank as the lens inside the artificial iris shift.
Don't be scared. Spouses should be honest with each other now.
Okay, so we're gonna cuddle. All my NSFW girlies who got the NSFW. Y'all better go click on that Patreon. That was masterfully written, Miss Yenny. Masterfully. I'm a little tired. Can we just cuddle? Seto shrugs off his jacket, placing it neatly on the bedside table, and pulls you closer, lacing his fingers with yours. Of course, Moonlight. Anything you want. You snuggle further into him, bringing your joined hands up to gently nuzzle them against your cheek. The heat against your back is making you drowsy, allowing you to relax in a way you've been unable to since the fire. It's been a long time since I was able to be like this. Seto makes a small sound, urging you to continue. So content. I really missed it. You don't need to miss me anymore. As your husband, that you definitely keep reminding me that I'm not your husband. I'd be happy to come to bed with you whenever you ask. You turn in his arms, facing him. He's smirking. You are shameless. But Moonlight, I didn't say anything. If anything, the shameless one here is you. His smirk widens in response to your playful glare. It's as if he's daring you to voice exactly what you were imagining. You bury your face in his chest instead. Oh no, this is worse than the hanky-panky. Hanky-panky is hanky-panky. But connection is connection. Softly, you feel his fingers brushing up your spine, back and forth. The action is so comforting. It dissipates the last of the tension in your body. You turn around again, fitting your body into the curve of his and hugging his arm tight into your chest. Minutes of silence pass, the only noise being the rustle of blankets every now and then, and the occasional rumble of the cars down below on the street. This is really nice. Now, fully relaxed, The exhaustion you held at bay for so long crashes over you. I appreciate this, Seto. It's no trouble at all. It's what a husband should do for their lovely spouse. His grips tighten slightly around you. You don't mind it. Your eyes fight to stay open. You let out a quiet, and snuggle further into him. His fingers trace hypnotic paths on your hip bone. His touch is soft, comfortable, and soothing.
I'm your husband, right?
His voice is a low whisper, the words tickling your mind before they wash over you, sinking into your tired bones. You nod sleepily. Too near sleep to think too deeply into the wavering tone in his voice.
And you love me, right?
Seto's words are a lullaby, a coaxing melody you've longed for, dragging you into a version of reality you desperately need to be true. Like syrupy nectar from a flower, lulling you into fabricated security. You mumble a soft yes. You can't see the expression on his face, but you can feel something in his hold on you shift. Thank you, Seto. You can feel him nuzzling against the back of your head, breathing warm on your skin. Anything for you, Moonlight. In the quiet, you almost forget and feel whole again. Sleep finally comes for you, and for once, it's dreamless. Interesting. He says Moonlight instead of Starlight for this one. We're taking Maki's side because she's cute. And correct. She's right. Seto, calm down. Seto, please. It's all right. I'm okay. You run a hand down his arm, grabbing his hand. Seto frowns and he offers you the phone. You sigh, grabbing the phone off of Seto. Maki, I'm sorry. How about we talk later? Maki looks torn, her gaze flitting between you and Seto. Please? Alright, just take care, okay? Please call me if you need me. You know I'm just a call away, always. I know, thanks. Chat later? Of course. Just give her a chance, okay? Seto nods once before taking your arm by the elbow and guiding you to the lounge.
Oh, Moonlight.
As long as you know I mean well. I know, Seto, and I appreciate it. He smiles warmly. The tranquil moment is cut short by your stomach growling. Your eyes widen and you laugh. I guess I'm hungrier than I thought. All right, y'all. So that was the second half of He's Just Away. And I just want to say, Miss Yinny is coming for our throats. I don't understand what I did to her personally. But it feels like she's coming from my throat and I don't appreciate it, but also thank you. You know, like we're like, how dare you? Thank you. I appreciate it. This game was fantastic. This is just the first half. I'm excited to see what the next act looks like. Seto is obviously, he got a screw loose. He got a screw loose. Baby got a screw loose. Cause I don't, even when we was like, hey babe, like you're not our husband, just so you know, he was like, I'm your husband. I am. I'm your husband. Say it with me. Husband. And I said, no, you know, even then he was still all in our face. But I love the story so far. I love the writing of the intimate scenes. I love my favorite is seeing a slowly descent into craziness the more that we go along with Android Seto. The more we go along with him, the more we start to like see the descent of craziness. And I also really enjoyed the explorations of grief. I think it's really skillfully done because when you are going through grief, you can do some really, really weird things when you're grieving. You do really odd things and you're not even conscious of it half the time. And you think it's okay. So watching the descent into that, like you going crazy but also being gaslit by a robot, by an android that looks like your husband. Play this game. Play this game. Play this game. If you have not played the game, I highly recommend you do. But if you don't and you just like to enjoy the walkthrough, the playthroughs, I highly recommend that you click the link below and go ahead and go and rate the game. Give it a nice comment if you really enjoy it. Because our developers work hard. They give us their creation. They give us their creativity. And we should honor that. But yes, I'm excited for part 2. I thought this was a wonderful game. I'm scared of Seto. I am scared of Seto. So I'm gonna go cry and hide a little bit and think about my life. And yeah. And as always, thank you so much for spending time with me. I love having you here. I love seeing your face. And remember that day by day, moment by moment, we are blossoming like a flower of lavender, calm, collected, and fragrant. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Slap. Soundtrack slap. Get it.